when it comes to that, there's always a battle between your ego understandings, your ego anxieties, and what your soul wants for itself. And even in a sense of, you said, like, if you're afraid that it's your ego understanding, a lot of times I would say that for your ego anxieties and things of that nature, you'll be able to tell whether or not it's your ego wanting you to move towards something or not, because it usually sits in a place of fear or comfortability. Or a lot of times, the things that you're meant to move towards or would be a better understanding for you, they are usually out of your comfort zone sometimes, and I want to say that's not always the case, but it's often the case, you know? Just like you said, you just moved away from this job environment that you've been in for 12 years. I'm sure that was hard. I'm sure your ego energy was saying, don't do this. Please stay. This is what you know. And I'm sure there are other understandings that maybe could be wanting to come to you, and you feel some anxiety about taking that path. Something that I don't really say it anymore because Spirit has tested me tremendously on this. But in the past, I used to say, everything I fear, I do. And that's really how I've lived my life in some sense. And the things that I fear, I do. Even in a sense of being on live stream, I've never been the type of person to be someone who would be on live stream. But this is what I feel spiritually pulled to do. I feel that my soul is telling me to do. And I wouldn't let my anxiety or fear ever stop me, because if I feel the fear understanding, it's something that is probably getting in the way of the best understanding for myself. A lot of times they say the road towards everything you want is only blocked by fear. It's only blocked by anxiety, you know? So that's the understanding there. If you're afraid that it's your ego, ask yourself the question of, is this something that says I'm comfortable, or is this something that's asking me to do something that's out of my comfort zone, or is this something that's asking me to stay in an energy that is comfortable to me but doesn't necessarily feel like where I want to move or what I want to do. you know we always know the answers within ourselves a lot of times. I mean, it may be very, very quiet for some time depending on what you've put on top of it. But the more that you release, like, what this environment was created for, the more that you release, the louder the voice will become. And releasing can be hard. It's not always a fun process, but it's necessary. you know and yeah, like, a lot of people can be afraid of the understanding of releasing what they need to release, the anxiety, the fears. But it is what releasing that stuff is what will allow room for you to be able to have everything that you want, for you to be able to be filled up with everything else. How can you be filled up with all the abundant positive things if you don't release all the anxiety, all the fear? You're already full of something. So you need to release that understanding if it's not what you want, and replace it.